I'd rather have a job, because at least with the job, you know what's coming every Thursday or Friday. You know what's coming every week. And you know how to structure yourself and move. Like with DoorDash, man, you gotta work all the way in the evening time. You barely got time to go to the gym. You barely really got time to do anything for yourself.
If you're doing DoorDash, bro, you need to understand that really, truthfully, on a day to day, you living and working with $20 a day. That's how you have to think.
All right, guys, for some reason, my Uber Eats is an hour behind, but as you can see, I started basically at 6:03 p.m., ended at 8:36 p.m. So I did this for 2.5 hours. I made $15.02.
It's cool, but it's like, man, having a job is way better. Because at least you get a peace of mind. You get to save your car life, and you got structure. With DoorDash, man, you don't know what you gonna make in a day. One day you might make 150, the next day you might make 50.
All right, so I did just do the math on this. That comes out to $6.01 per hour.
I ain't gonna lie, they be lying about the DoorDash. Lies and deception. There's no money on DoorDash. Unless you know lifing DoorDash, there's no money on DoorDash.
There's no way I have Uber Eats, DoorDash, and Instacart on, and my phone hasn't seen anything. I think I need a new phone. That's what it is. My phone sucks, and I'm not getting no orders because my phone is fried or something.
And literally sit there for 2 hours and get nothing, no orders in. And it's like, yo, I spent 2 hours doing nothing. Remember when DoorDash and Uber Eats used to pay well? Those days are long gone. What are people supposed to do now when they're in between work? These apps and tools are supposed to be helpful transitions, not headaches. They should ease the burden, not cause burnout. And they should give us some sense of responsibility, not to be a struggle to fight for pennies. Let's get straight into it.
Man, I'm so tired of doing DoorDash, man. I'm talking about DoorDash I don't know, it's cool, but I'd rather have a job, because at least with the job, you know what's coming every Thursday or Friday. You know what's coming every week. And you know how to structure yourself and move. Like with DoorDash, man, you gotta work all the way in the evening time. You barely got time to go to the gym. You barely really got time to do anything for yourself. And then if you really want to make money, you gotta work on the weekend. You gotta catch Friday, Saturday. And that was a normal human day. Like, who the hell want to work on the weekend? Like, man, it's cool, but it's like, man, having a job is way better. Because at least you get a peace of mind. You get to save your car life, and you got structure. With DoorDash, man, you don't know what you gonna make in a day. One day you might make 150, the next day you might make 50. You know what I'm saying? Like, before live, man. DoorDash should be cool if they paid like 19 an hour, 18 an hour. They'll be cool if they paid a solid 15 an hour, but man, sometimes you might not even make that much money on these apps, man. So, if you see this video, trust me, it's not worth being on DoorDash. DoorDash is a waste of time. It is literally a waste of time. Do not waste your time doing DoorDash. You're gonna burn out mentally. It's just mentally draining, driving around all day, hopping in and out the car for these crumbs. Hustling, bust. It feel like you scratching and clawing over here. Feel like you scraping and clawing for every dollar over here. I'd rather be at work, man. I ain't gonna lie.
He's completely valid to feel the way that he's feeling. Look at the title of this particular TikTok. My man said, DoorDash is slavery. I'm burnt out mentally, physically, and spiritually. And honestly, he went through some very good points. He said the pay is inconsistent sometimes. Someday you might go out there, you make 150. Someday you might go out there and make 50. In this particular climate, bro, no one has money. So everybody's affected to a certain extent. When the whole economy's messed up, everybody can feel the pain. That means everybody that used to buy Uber Eats or DoorDash 3, 4, 5 times a day, they're not doing that right now. They probably doing it like once or twice every few days. You know what I'm saying? So everyone gets to feel the grunt of the entire system at this like bottleneck, essentially. Another thing that he mentioned too is like, he mentioned essentially things regarding just time management. Essentially doing gig economy work is a lot more stressful than just having a regular job. A lot of people in this day and age who do have a regular job can still feel mentally burnt out, physically burnt out, and spiritually burnt out as well, especially if they're working for a corporation that cares nothing about them and that only cares about their productivity only. Majority of corporations are like that. The reality of the situation is DoorDash, honestly, it probably isn't the move for a lot of people for a few reasons. Number one, you're responsible for everything. So you got to do your own car, your own gas. You got to use your own vehicle. You got to do your own car maintenance. You got to do everything by yourself. You're an independent contractor. You got to get your own health insurance, your own everything. You have to cover yourself. The pay that you receive is pay that isn't taxed. So you have to pay your taxes. Think about it. You go out there, you go do DoorDash. Say you put like $15 of gas in your car and you get like 150 miles per gallon, depending on where you go do gas. And then you do the dash, you make like, let's say you make $100, and then you got to go back. You put $15 to $20 of gas in your tank. You're left with about $85 to $80, and then you got to pay taxes, and then you gotta probably like buy food for yourself. You might be back down to like $40 or like $30, depending on how much you made. I completely understand the feeling of being burnt out, being physically worn out, being spiritually worn out, and things of that nature. And the inconsistencies of DoorDash are real. These are things that are real. I'm only speaking like this from experience myself. Like, I do DoorDash. I do it. Like, I'm hip to the assignment. He said, again, you can only be out. The best days to be out are during the weekend. And it's like, dang, like during the weekend too, like y'all don't eat Monday through Friday. Why is the busiest times for this app only during the weekend? So essentially you got to work a 7-day schedule just to be able to make a good income. And honestly, like, it also depends on your area too. Cause if you're in a busy city, driving around through the city, yes, you could probably get good orders, but you might be stuck in traffic, or you might get to certain restaurants and a lot of different things are kind of going to be getting in your way of you fulfilling the order. Little nuanced things. You got to wait an extra 30 minutes for this and that. And I completely understand it. But the reality of the situation is this. At the end of the day, the time management is on you. The management, it's on you. Like, okay, I get it. When you work a job, you don't have to necessarily focus on like anything but what your task is and what you're going to be getting paid. With something like independent work or independent contracting, bro, especially in this economy, it's your job to walk the straight and narrow. You got to walk on a fine line. If you're doing DoorDash, bro, you need to understand that really, truthfully, on a day-to-day, you living and working with $20 a day. That's how you have to think, because before you even pay your bills, you got to do taxes, you got to do gas, you got to do maintenance on your car, you got to do a bunch of other stuff first, and then you can address everything else. So you really almost essentially got to work with almost nothing, and you have to make almost nothing work when you're in these gig economy jobs and things of that nature. So listen, I get the feeling of burnout mentally, physically, spiritually, driving around all day, not really having a purpose, orders not really hitting. You want to put in work, but people for some weird reason are not eating until 3 p.m. on Sundays, from 3 p.m. to like 10 p.m. on a Sunday. Like, dang, bro, I thought y'all was supposed to commune and eat together and go to church on that day. I'm trying to chill too. Y'all don't eat during the week. Y'all only eat during the weekends. It's only busy during the weekends. I can only really make true income during the weekend. I completely understand where this man is coming from. At the end of the day, the stuff that he had mentioned before, I personally think those are personal character things that you got to work through, like just better time management and better personal management of whether it's your finances, your time, or just whatever it is that you're doing. This is the reality for a lot of people right now, especially those that are not able to get jobs. They're relying on things like Uber Eats. They're relying on things like DoorDash. They're relying on things like Uber to make ends meet. And the way these particular delivery apps are set up, if you stay in it for too long, you will burn out, you will crash out, and you will drop out. And that's not good, especially when bills need to get paid. Your life needs to continue. Your life needs to move on. You know what I'm saying? So I completely understand. It is what it is. Let's move on to the next video.
Uber Eats after an 8-hour shift at my job to provide for my 4 kids and stay-at-home wife. Here we go. All right, so I'm on my way to Daytona Beach right now. I did shower, change my clothes, get something to eat, but now I'm ready to go, and yeah, I'm excited to see what the night brings. I'll turn on the app once I get there. So I just hit this random pothole in the road. Definitely hit the bumper of my car, but I don't see any damage, so we're gonna keep going. All right, first order of the evening, 2.4 miles, $6. Let's do it. All right, this is a shop and deliver order, so I'm walking into Dollar General right now. So I need to pick up 5 items. So it has me scan the items, guys. There we go. All right, so far so good. That wasn't so bad. Check it out, that seems pretty good. All right, I just finished my first delivery. Now I'm going to 7-Eleven. I keep seeing comments telling me I should do DoorDash. So on my next video, I'm gonna do DoorDash and see how it compares. All right, it was definitely a little bit sketchy in there, but I'm fine. We're gonna deliver this stuff. It should be good. Come down the driveway to the screening area. It's pitch black out here at this house. All right, guys, I survived. Got another order coming in. Let's do it. I'm hoping that'll be my weirdest one of the night, but hey, life is full of surprises, so. There's Pizza Hut right in front of me, but I'm not seeing it. Oh, there it is. It's dark. All right, that took forever. It sure smells good, though. I'm really starting to put a lot of miles on my car doing this so much.
Hello.
Hey, this is your Uber Eats driver. I'm looking for your place. I don't really see any numbers on the building, but I think I'm at the right spot right outside the door. Hey, oh yeah, it had me on the other side. Yeah. No, that's okay.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Have a great evening.
Yeah, you too. Thanks.
I don't know why you won't tell me that you're out there as opposed to inside. So
Yeah, I don't know, but I'm glad I found you. So,
thank you.
yeah.
Have a great night.
Yeah,
Thank you so much.
you too. All right, I'm parked in front of the Steak and Shake. It is pretty slow tonight. Remember, I'm paid by the order, not by the hour. So, yeah. All right, guys, for some reason, my Uber Eats is an hour behind. But as you can see, I started basically at 6:03 p.m., ended at 8:36 p.m. So I did this for 2.5 hours. I made $15.02. All right, so I did just do the math on this. That comes out to $6.01 per hour that I made for the time I did this. Keep in mind, that is before taxes, before gas, and before the wear and tear on my car. So yeah, do you think doing Uber Eats is worth it, guys?
This is ridiculous, guys. This man says day 3 Uber Eats after my 8-hour shift. So he already went to work to provide for my family of 7. Listen, I did a little bit of research. I looked at his profile and stuff. My man has mad children, bro. He has a huge family. Shout out to my guy, because let's be real here. Let's be real. In terms of older generations, people would look at him and be like, yo, you're doing the thing that you're supposed to be doing as a man. You got a family and you're providing for that family. But at what cost? At what cost? It's not like he can be there with them. It's not like he can enjoy the time with them. Obviously, all parents gotta work. Everybody gotta work. Everybody gotta put their best foot forward out here. I'm completely aware and I understand that. That's what you're supposed to do. But not like this. Not like this, bro. Not like this. Not with 7 kids. Everybody's like, yo, this is unsustainable. Everyone knows that this is unsustainable, bro. But my man literally went through the day with us. He showed us his deliveries. He showed us the orders. He showed us the amount. He showed us everything. At the end of it all, my man made $15.02. And then he even gave us the whole rundown towards the end and let us know, I haven't even paid taxes yet. I haven't even done gas and maintenance and all the other things that the wear and tear on my car. He's letting you guys know what the true experience is. This is people's real lives in the midst of this weirdo economy, trying to make ends meet, trying to put things together. Don't get me wrong. His situation is not normal because he already has 7 children. But the fact that my man has to have a job that he works 8 hours at, and then he got to go do Uber Eats and DoorDash to provide for the fam. Honestly, I got to give him a round of applause, but also on the flip side, it's nasty, bro. Because we say this all the time. Back then, used to be a mailman, have 2 families, kids and everything, and take care of everything. Now my man put in an extra 2.5 hours of work and made like $6 an hour, $6 few cents an hour. Come on. This stuff is really unsustainable for people out here, bro. And he's trying to make it fun. He's trying to turn it into something. And honestly, I like his attitude. I like his approach because honestly, he's doing it for his family. I respect it. He's doing it for his family. But look at the state of the gig economy right now. Look at the state of the delivery apps. These delivery apps don't care. Guys, I remember one time I was doing Uber and someone came into my came into my car, and I'll be very transparent with y'all. You're not supposed to do this, but someone came into my car. We had a great conversation, and towards the end of the trip, they were talking to me about, hey, how much did this ride cost, or how much are you getting paid for the ride? And it was a long ride. They said that they had paid like 40 or 50 something dollars, and I was getting like $18 or $19, and I was like, dang, where the rest of the bread going? When I told her that, she said, no. I'm going to give you a major tip. She gave me a major tip afterwards. And I'm like, yo, this ride felt good, bro. This ride felt good. It was a good client. It was a good customer. And I was transparent about the situation. They told me how much they paid for the ride and how much I was getting paid. And they saw off top, it was like, no, this is unacceptable. This is unacceptable. So they dropped that big tip off for the guy. People can do gig economy work when these gig economy companies understand that, yo, maybe we should help these people out. Maybe at least give them some kind of health insurance or give them some sort of base pay that is consistent when they're out here doing the work. Because getting paid per order is hard out here, because one order might be 15. The next order might be $2, bro. The next order might be 12. The next order might be $3. For me, what rideshare and what the gig economy has done for me, especially as someone who has been leaning the entrepreneurial route for the last 10 years of my life, essentially, who's been like dabbling with it at some points full-time, at some points part-time, bro, it's really just a test of your resolve. Like, how long can you stay in the game without losing your cool and without crashing out, essentially? Let's move on to the next one.
I ain't gonna lie, they be lying about the DoorDash. Lies and deception. There's no money on DoorDash. Unless you know lifing DoorDash, there's no money on DoorDash. And it's like, it's not even the tips. It's DoorDash is money hungry. They're eating all the money. The Dasher is not getting the money.
I literally recently read an article. It was like DoorDash just hit like this new record high in terms of like how much money they make and things of that nature. And it was talking about like the story of the founders and all this stuff. And it was a great story and all. But when I was doing DoorDash and stuff like that, I'm like, hey, I'm not getting paid. Or like, I don't understand what's going on. We're barely getting paid, and we have the grunt of the responsibility of what an employer should be doing for an employee. We take on all that too as an independent contractor as well. So like, think about this, right? Let me put this into perspective for you. Think about this. Say like you move to a new state and you haven't gotten a job yet, but you probably got like 2-3 months of money saved up, and you're looking for new job, putting your best foot forward. But in the midst of your looking, you're doing DoorDash, right? So say you're doing DoorDash and okay, boom, you go out there, you do DoorDash. You're making like 65 a day, 75 a day, 80 a day. And then you get to a point where you're like, okay, maybe you're like at 80, 70, 80 a day. Dude, that actually isn't enough to cover much, especially like if you're solo dolo. At that point, you may get to the point where you cannot put money aside for taxes. Every dollar is getting used. Every dollar is getting used to take care of your life, because that's the reality of the situation for a lot of people. A lot of people don't pay their taxes when it comes to DoorDash. That money, all of that money is used to take care of their life. At that moment, can you fault anybody for even making that kind of decision? You can't. But back to the point, back to the example. Say you have like a bad like 2-3 week spell. Boom, car breaks down. You got to get that paid. Boom, you get like a car ticket because you parked somewhere wrong. Boom, $80 on your face. Boom, a bunch of weird things happen. An unexpected bill hits your account. But then you in this loop of now you're just getting money to just take care of bills. But the reality of the situation is this is very little money anyway, because there's not much activity out there and things of that nature. The company's siphoning majority of the money. Absolutely ridiculous. Dude, if you're like in the DoorDash loop, like there's always like this impending doom around you, in the sense of like, yo, if something can go wrong right now, and then like I wouldn't even be able to do DoorDash anymore. It can get to that point because of how little the money is. And then you got to be out there all for a long time to even see some kind of like fruit for your labor. Honestly, this is 3 for 3. This is 3 for 3. These people's experiences are not wrong. They're not wrong experiences. These are very real experiences, especially with the way like you hear these DoorDash commercials, these gig economy commercials, these ride share commercials. Oh, be your own boss. I mean, yeah, to a certain extent, but like if I truly want to, like if I'm truly looking to be my own boss, like there's got to be money after I take care of the business, in the sense of like my health, insurance, my car, maintenance, my gas, and the things that allow me to continue to go out there and deliver the food. And then I gotta have something left over, and then I could talk about and then I could talk about doing the boss thing. You know what I'm saying? Honestly, it was a very quick TikTok, but it was good and it was to the point. On to the next one.
Today is just not my day. It is so bad today. I'm so annoyed. There's no way I have Uber Eats, DoorDash, and Instacart on and my phone hasn't seen anything. I think I need a new phone. That's what it is. My phone sucks and I'm not getting no orders because my phone is fried or something. Like, I've been sitting for like over an hour and a half, and the only order I've seen was a McDonald's Uber Eats order for $4, and it was like 3 miles. And that's the only thing I've seen in the last hour and a half on all 3 apps. There's just no way nobody's ordering, like, at all. I'm ready to call it though. I lost all motivation to work today. I'm just annoyed. I could try other spots, but other spots, like other stores, just have annoying things about them that I just don't want to deal with, especially when I'm already annoyed. I think I'm just gonna go home and reset and come back out later. I don't know. I'm just wasting my time though. There's nothing, like, there's no orders, like, at all. For a Friday, it's just Dookie Butter Supreme. I don't know, ever since I got that stupid fucking email from Instacart, you know, saying the customer reported the shit never being delivered, now Instacart doesn't give me anything really. And then I don't know what's going on with Uber Eats and DoorDash today, but
Sometimes, like, I will go out there and do the DoorDash play and literally sit there for 2 hours and get nothing, no orders in. And it's like, yo, I spent 2 hours doing nothing. I spent 2 hours with the intent of working, getting no work done. I put in no work. And it's not even my fault. It's not like it's not like there's like a order directory, like orders for the day or orders for that need to be picked up, like, and then you go select one and then you go do the work. No, like, you got to sit there and then you have to get chose. You have to get selected. You have to get selected like it's like Hunger Games or something. Like, yo, you can go do an order now. You can go do a delivery now. It's your turn now. This one's yours. This $4 delivery that's 3 miles away, it's yours now. This is all you. Absolutely absurd. That stuff will really it'll break like your momentum. And that's kind of when the burnout really starts to seep in for people. That's when that burnout really starts to seep in, because you was out there for 2.5 hours in your whip anyway, already in traffic. You got construction hustling and bustling in your ear. It's mad stimulation out there, but you getting no work in. You could at least block off all the simulation by working, you know, by being active. But unfortunately, orders is not coming in. This is a real reality for people. And then you just go home and do nothing for the rest of the day, because in terms of your motivation, it ain't there no more. It's not there no more. That's absolutely sickening. I hope and I pray things change for people in these goofy times. For real. Let's move on. This is absolutely sickening. Guys, in the year of 2026, in this tumultuous economy, this unpredictable economy that we're in, this goofy economy that we're in, you got to understand gig economy work. The future of gig economy work, especially things like a DoorDash or Uber Eats or things of that nature, those are going to be like very low level, low wage, low class kind of jobs to be getting into and things of that nature. That's just what it's looking like moving forward, because it's not even sustainable right now. These were options that were extremely viable, especially if you lost your job. You could literally work those jobs and make ends meet, believe it or not. There was a period where you could literally do DoorDash and Uber Eats full time and make a good wage doing it. Unfortunately, that is simply not the case anymore. It's either because everybody's on the apps now, or these companies are being absolutely weird and taking all the bread up top and sprinkling pennies on your head, because that's what it feels like. That's what it feels like. And it's absolutely sickening, and it's absolutely sad for people to have to go through things like this. We even have people who are parents of 7 children with a wife working 8 hours and have to do DoorDash and Uber Eats to provide for the family. I love the hustle to provide. I hate the approach because it's not sustainable. And it forces you to be working more than growing with your family, or working to be there for your family, or working to show up for your family and be available for them and things of that nature. Absolutely ridiculous. But guys, our job on this channel is to see where is the money. We got to see where the money's at. And unfortunately, in America, a lot of people's money is actually tied up into their vehicle. And let me tell you something, these car loans are so extensive, you might be shocked. So I got the video for that for you guys right over here. Check it out. Let me know what you guys think. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to leave a like, leave a comment. Let me know what you guys want to see next. What would you guys like for me to cover next and to dive into next? That's it for me. I'll talk to y'all real soon. Odens.